In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Doing a thing for the podcast.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast. Whoa, shit. You smell that? Woo!
What?
That's freedom. That's freedom. What's up, everybody? It is the Freedom Friends Podcast. How is everyone doing?
Phenomenal.
Yeah?
Yeah, pretty fucking
Yeah?
A little primed.
Yeah, a little primed. I'm not primed,
I
man.
warmed up for this one.
You guys are warmed up.
Mikey
Jazz and I are not
on,
warmed up. You know, we're
running
drinking.
on natural.
Yeah, we're.
so,
Vaginas. What?
so what brings on
You
the,
did it before.
homosexuality?
Yeah, but I didn't do it because it was a fad. I did it because
So,
I drank a lot.
we're not
and
doing it
needed
for a
to
fad.
sober up.
I'm not doing it for the
I'm
fad.
never going to do it. Fuck you guys, you homos.
So here's
not-
the reason we're doing it. Actually,
we
so
actually
Sober
have a reason.
October. There's actually a veteran initiative that's going on with Sober October now, and it has to do with the fact that there's I think it's 63,000 veterans monthly have a some sort of alcohol related incident that happens
like health problem.
due to the fact that a lot
issue.
of the veteran community is turning to alcohol for the solutions to a lot of things.
Sorry.
Little self-medication.
And a little self-medication.
Wait, there's something wrong with that?
Guilty as charged.
So Sober
supposed to do
October.
Oh, shit. I'm fucking up for a while.
So we're doing the Sober October thing to kind of show that, like, hey, there's other things you can do other than self-medicate to get through it. And then
So what are these other
we're
things you
doing
speak
the. So you could like choose to improve your body instead of tearing it down, and see how it goes from there. So that's why we're doing it.
Because in addition to not drinking, we're also doing like a little push-up challenge.
Yeah, so we're doing. There's a push-up challenge every day, which has to go with the whole like improving your body over tearing it down and that kind of stuff, and finding other solutions. So by all means, we're vaginas by trying to
what-
show that those of you that are
Make
getting in
fun of
trouble
us.
for
So
going to
what
alcohol.
is your push-up challenge?
It's 100 push-ups a day.
100.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
So I do 23, and it's to keep the 22 guys guessing.
And
I
then-
like it.
and
I
then-
like it.
And then one for the Airborne Ranger in the sky.
Because that happened last week.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
Oh, you guys
Wow.
we even practiced this, and everyone's like, fuck you.
Not good, huh?
I wasn't here when you guys practiced this.
Sorry,
Clearly.
guys. Hey, you got to laugh at it. Right?
So that's why we're doing it, and there's 5 of us at work that are
So
doing
why
it.
are you hoping for 100? That's my question.
What, for the 100 push-ups?
Yeah.
Well, it'll reduce
it's
that
just-
63,000 number.
I'll tell you why I'm doing it. All right, I have actual reasons. Because I would go golfing and I would bring a full bottle of Jameson, and by the time I was done with 18 holes, I would have this much JMO left.
What is?
Speaking of that,
But I would be
What is?
sober.
What does
I would
that?
be
What does that have to
sober.
do with
Speaking
doing
of
100
that-
push-ups?
I
Speaking
need
of
to
that-
get my ass back to I need to BZO my life. That's why I wanted to do it.
Yeah,
originally.
so the 100 push-ups is the idea that you can improve yourself instead of tearing it down.
yeah,
Ooh.
that's the idea.
Okay, I get it. So
So-
speaking of drinking the whole bottle of Jameson, I have to apologize to somebody for my behavior last Saturday.
Oh.
Okay.
2 Saturdays ago.
No, that was last week.
Yeah, two by the time they listen to this.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, so I need to apologize to Jared Taylor because I went to his house. I drank a whole bottle of Jameson and I fell down a lot. And I may have broke stuff. And so I'm sorry. I'm sorry, JT. I'm sorry. It'll probably
Does
happen.
JT even listen to the show?
I don't know, but it'll probably happen again.
Hey, at least it's stated now.
I'll
No, it's out
try.
there. It's in public.
I'll
Yeah.
try not to.
Yeah, but you never apologized. Bullshit, I did. It's even recorded.
So hold on. Did you like force yourself into his house?
No.
So you were invited.
I was invited.
He was aware of how much drinking was going on.
He fed me a lot of Jameson.
Okay, so then I don't understand if
He knows my past.
right. So if this was all voluntary on his part and like knew where this was headed, I don't really see why
yeah.
what you need to apologize.
I don't know if because I broke shit and
What'd you break? Anything good?
I may have broke like a lawn ornament by his pool that was glass. I don't know.
Dude.
And it was a rough one, man.
Dude.
It was bad.
See, at least like when our little debacle happened and you were there, I just had to like thank you for like looking out for me. I didn't really have to like apologize for breaking shit. Like
Yeah, you didn't break anything. I think you do owe that bartender an apology. If you
I at least owe him a drink. That's for fucking
Poor
sure.
Oh man, how was everybody's weekend?
My weekend sucked, but that's all right.
I didn't have a weekend.
Yeah, I worked.
Oh no, this one I did. The last weekend I didn't. You're right. It's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
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 You had a pretty good weekend, though.
I had a great weekend. Yeah. I was out doing a hunt with some other Purple Heart guys, some other fellas that are shitty at dodgeball. And
Hopefully that went well.
it went very well.
Yeah.
All together, we were up.
I just want to point out that these guys thought it was all a great idea for dudes that are really good at catching bullets with their bodies to all go out and shoot bullets together.
Around each other. Like that's the most horrible idea I've ever heard in my
what the fuck
entire
are you
life.
guys doing?
In their defense, it was
Jesus.
a one-way range.
That's true. That's a one-way range. They're not coming
These
back
guys
at
seem
us.
like the kind of situation where ADs are about a bitch.
Dude, this
Like,
was a
it's-
large enough property too. Like we couldn't like reach out and touch each other. Luckily, because you know how it is. Like the way our luck was, somebody like ding off a feeder or something, and it would like
Yeah.
you're sitting there in the blind, just be like,
Wow.
oh,
Like,
wow,
God
fuck."
damn it.
Medic.
But no, I went on this deer hunt through a Military Warrior Support Foundation. Shout out to them. Thank you very much
Those
for
are
that. It was huge.
Good dudes.
Real good, dude. Skills for Life is a cool program, man. They basically take guys out who don't know how to hunt. I kind of felt like a dick because I've been hunting before and I'm kind of an avid hunter. And they were like, "Oh, you know what you're doing?" And I was like, "Yeah." And like I was like the only one like gutting my deer and shit, you know. But that's not true. I mean, there was some other avid hunters there too. We had a good time, good weekend, good group of guys. Had a real good time. Altogether, we took 8 deer off the property for the guy with the MLD tags to help control his population. And yeah, man, I got a couple does for the freezer. They're getting processed up. I'm excited about that. I'm
know
sure
it-
you guys will all partake in that.
I know a guy with a Traeger.
With a yeah.
Wait.
We know a guy with a Traeger.
Is there a recipe for deer sticks on a Traeger?
Yes.
Is
I
it?
bet
course
you there
there
is.
is.
Oh, yeah. He's going to the app.
Show me right now. I've already done it.
man.
As soon as
Deer
Mikey sent me
sticks.
those pictures, I was like, right on the app immediately, looking up recipes. I was almost going to be like, what kind of cuts of meat you get? But I was like,
Our
we'll
guest
just
from
figure it out.
our guest from last week has a Traeger. And he actually has like the hard copy spiral bound cookbook. He like got
Nice.
he bought that when he bought the Traeger too. And
Nice.
I guess I'm a millennial because I just have the app.
Yeah, it's all on there. I too have the Traeger book, but that's because my first Traeger I bought was like 10 years ago.
yeah, because you don't have the newfangled one that he does.
I
that,
don't
like,
know.
Traeger,
Not
give
yet.
us money. For real.
Don't even give us money. Just give us a fucking grill.
Yeah, dude, I don't
How
have a
about,
Traeger. I want a Traeger.
some grilled venison lettuce wraps,
Sounds fancy.
I'd do
smoked
it. Yeah.
venison jerky,
That's what I'm talking about.
spicy venison jerky. There's a fucking million of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course there is.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean,
it's-
venison's such a good meat. You know what I mean? It's just so friggin' good. You know, and you know what I was disappointed though? I was the only one that kept the heart out of my deer.
You're supposed to eat it.
I know. Well, but I kept it because I want it vacuum sealed. If you're not eating the heart out of your animal, you're fucking up, bud. I mean, that is it's one
I'm
of
going to admit to fucking up then because I have
Yeah,
not.
I'm not a big
Well, dude, all right,
let's
so
eat
the
the
one
heart
muscle
kind of guy.
that's constantly moving their entire life is the heart. It's so tender, bro. Once you got to trim out the veins and shit like that. But I could
the
cook
first
you
deer I
heart
ever
and
shot.
it
The
would blow
only
your
hearts
mind.
I've ever had were deep fried chicken hearts.
They're good.
They're not bad.
Yeah.
But how do you deep fry I suppose you could deep fry a.
You can deep fry anything. You don't have oil. If
You
you don't have oil,
need a bigger
shit.
fryer.
Yeah. I mean, but no, I grill them, dude. Just grill them.
You live in
Yeah.
Texas now, brother. If you can fucking
You basically-
country fry something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we figured it out.
You just basically just butterfly it out and grill it.
Huh,
You know?
I've never had that.
It's phenomenal, dude. So I got 2 hearts coming.
You
They're
know
going to
what?
vacuum seal
Really
them
don't
for
feel
me.
like I'm missing much.
So the first
Not gonna lie.
deer I ever shot.
You try forcing the liver down me.
See, the liver I'm not on board
We're parting
with.
fucking ways.
Yeah, I don't like the liver. I don't like the texture of the liver.
can wrap it
no,
in
that's
bacon.
gross.
You general rule of thumb: don't eat filter systems. It's a bad idea.
Right?
Like just stick to that.
It's like
just,
dudes
just
eating
the rule-
kidneys and shit.
Right, it's
If you
like,
take the liver and you cut it into little chunks and you wrap it in bacon, oh, that's
See
where it's at.
well, you add bacon to anything, and it's
Yeah.
fucking
right. That's
on
your like
point.
if you make it
I'll-
really
I'll take-
small
I'll
and then
take
you wrap
those-
it in something else delicious that completely masks the flavor and texture of the piece of shit.
But
you
you're
have
still
inside.
eating
Yeah,
it.
no. It's like
cares?
I'll take the liver wrapped or the bacon wrapped liver, but keep the liver and just give me the bacon and we're all set.
Just give me a
Right.
bacon wrap bacon, please.
Yeah.
So the first deer I ever shot, I was 16 years old. I was in high school, and I was hunting on my buddy's property in Minnesota. And so I get this deer, and his dad was out there field dressing. First time I ever field dressed anything, the whole nine. You know, I'm like super new, super excited, the whole nine. So we field dressed everything. We got all the organs out, and they're showing, pointing what's what, and everything like that. And my buddy's dad's like, "Well, this is your first deer. You got to take a bite out of the heart." while it's still warm. And
They got your ass.
I had no idea.
Why do
So
you
I
always
was
do that
just,
to fucking people, man? It's
you
just
know,
fucking rude.
I just, whatever. So they pointed it out. I saw it, and I was just like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, really." And I was just like, "Well, then, fuck. I guess this is what you're supposed to do." I grabbed the thing, I took a bite out. They about died laughing. I threw up for like 2 days. It's horrible.
So the last deer I shot was on the Fort Campbell sniper range. Not sure I was supposed to, but I'm sure statute of limitations have passed. And fuck you guys.
Last year I shot surprised the
Don't
shit out of my neighbors because they had no idea that deer was in their front yard. So
I want to get a knife kill somewhere around here,
Samurai sword.
right? Just
go to
like,
the south side.
just go to New Braunfels and just
No,
walk
he
in.
doesn't want to get killed by a knife. He
Yeah.
wants to have a knife kill.
I'm talking about with a deer, not a person.
He didn't specify. He didn't specify. He just said he wanted to be involved in a knife kill.
So because of our sober October that we're doing, obviously Jazz and I are drinking some Topo Chico mineral water, which is basically just a fancy way of saying Mexican club soda.
It's
It's really just all it is.
we're
It's
drinking gin and tonic without the gin.
Yeah, I'm
That's
a pretty
much
big-
where we're
I'm a
at.
fan of it,
I
though.
like
I
Topo
mean,
Chico.
I like
Throw a
Topo
lime
Chico.
in it,
Or the
it's not
tonic?
bad.
Yeah. It's not even tonic. It's,
No.
it's soda.
Yeah, it's just
just
literally
soda
mineral
But
water.
how about
Scott
you
and I,
guys? What are
keeping
you
it
guys
real.
drinking on?
We're
Keeping it
drinking
real.
all of the Jameson tonight.
All of it.
Congratulations.
I respect that. I respect it.
We can't we can't not have the same amount of booze drink, even though 2 people decided they don't want to drink on the show.
Right.
So that
I
means
seem to
we
remember our
have to.
first couple episodes when there was somebody else who wasn't drinking
like
on the
how
show.
you-
And now
you
he's
guys
talking shit.
And you guys made up. You guys made up for it.
No, not really.
Not
Not
really.
really.
You didn't drink the
No, but
he
you-
who shall not be named drink.
You guys, but you guys drank
Hey,
extra.
we need to have him drink that though.
Yeah.
Because that was
that would actually
fucking-
make us even.
that was 'cause that was terrible.
I don't have a lot of regrets in my life. Except that fucking drink.
That date rape drink is on the
Your
fuck
husband
level.
drank 2 of them.
That's true. She
true.
took it to the face.
She did.
twice.
She's like, "Oh, you want me to finish that?"
pretty gangster. Pretty gangster indeed.
Yep.
So what do you
I'll
guys
drink one of
pairing?
those.
She drank all of those and I still didn't get raped.
What?
Shit is false advertising.
She just now like chimed into this conversation. She's a little behind the curve.
Do you really have your ringer like
I guess I
turned
do.
up?
Sorry.
Why do we?
So good news. My package is on the way. Let me tell you what my package is. I ordered.
Wow.
So,
having
mind you,
flashbacks.
for all the listeners, we're smoking Lanceros tonight.
On that note,
So
Speaking of packages,
I ordered some custom Warfighter tobacco dartboards with
Yeah.
our logo in the back of the dartboard.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
buddy. And they shipped, John.
Nice.
so speaking of Warfighter Tobacco, we are coming to you not even close to live from the Warfighter Tobacco studios.
Yeah.
And happen to be smoking Warfighter Tobacco tonight.
We tonight.
Scott, why don't you tell them what they won?
Tonight,
Come on
we are
down.
smoking the Oscuro Maduro Lancero.
That's a lot of O's.
rolls off. Rolls off.
It's
your
long,
tongue.
but it's thin.
It is long.
Dude, you know what? I sympathize with this cigar.
It's fucking delicious, though. We've talked about the
you know-
blend that are in this before, but Lanceros
It's too long
mechanically
for
are a
me to
little bit
sympathize
different.
with.
Well,
So,
I mean, fold it in half.
Popsicle sticks and duct tape do wonders.
Yeah, right.
but if you're great cigar,
I'm
draw
not
like a
Beto.
dream. But they are much
Big
thinner, a little
God.
bit stronger. Doesn't have as much of the filler tobacco in there.
Yeah,
it
so
tends
ours
to come
are
across a little bolder.
7x38.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so it's a really kind of I wouldn't say really thin cigar, but 38 ring gauge, so it's smaller.
So the cool thing about a Lancero is because you have a skinnier cigar, you have more of a percentage of the wrapper and less of the fillers, and so you really get to taste the wrapper, which has the most of the flavor anyway. And so, being the Oscuro Maduro, it's our boldest cigar. Yeah, you can tell.
It's fucking tasty.
No, do you guys
That's what it
do you
is.
guys make these in all your blends?
Not yet.
Just a Oscuro Maduro for
Yeah.
now.
Okay. Okay.
Your wrapper makes up about 50% of your flavor profile in your cigar. Some guys say more, some guys say a little bit less, but that's about average.
No.
Not all cigars, not all of the blends will taste good in a Lancero. So we got to.
Some rappers need help.
Yeah.
They,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you
Some rappers need
three
help.
are like my cigar gurus.
Yeah.
So let me break it down
defer
for you
to.
this way.
oh,
You can have a really good cut of steak, right? But not every cut of steak just has enough natural flavor in it to like not need salt and pepper and stuff to kind of help it out and open it up, right?
S&P, the choice for me.
There you go. So same thing with wrapper tobacco. So you can have some wrappers that when you get into a ratio on a really thin ring gauge like this, very much will hold its own and carry the cigar.
Yeah.
There's other wrappers that need a bigger ring gauge to put more filler and a bigger binder and double bind it and that kind of stuff in it to help that wrapper out to get you to a flavor profile that's actually enjoyable. So that's why not everything works in that tiny ring gauge.
Well, I'm enjoying this. Every time you say ring gauge, I want to make a cock ring joke.
Every time you say rapper, I want to make a rapper joke.
Yeah.
It's like, man. But
Sorry,
I'm
every
enjoying
time you
it.
say Marine Corps, I want to make a joke.
It's
so
really,
I think
it's
all
really,
fair.
really good.
That's how I was going to do it. Like, some rappers need a little bit of help, Like, yeah, that's why we have a Marine and 3 Army guys.
Yeah, you guys needed a little bit of help. I got
Other
it.
way around.
No, we need
You need a little bit
our
of
rapper
help.
needs a little bit of filler tobacco.
Okay. So speaking of the Marine Corps, I don't know if you guys saw the new recruiting video that they put out on YouTube.
No.
I have not.
Dude,
It's hugs for days.
it gave me a fucking moto boner. It's pretty good. Dude.
You want to join again,
it's,
huh?
It's fucking. It's gonna boost numbers, man. It's pretty fucking good, dude. I was like,
All those poor
Do
guys.
people get shot in said video?
no, but there's a lot of shooting
Oh, okay.
in said video.
The one that got me all fucking hyped
And
for
it's
the
like-
Army was that new one of the recruiting videos that came out, and it was all about the fucking field artillery, and they're just like,
Yeah,
That was a good one.
that was a
Yeah.
that
good
shit
one.
was hype. I was
Yeah.
like, woo.
Like this one, man, it was fucking. It's good. It's real good. That's really all I can say, man. Like I was impressed with it. I was like, fuck fighting a lava monster. I was like, this video is gonna get him,
Or a
dude.
chess
Like,
game.
Yeah, dude. I was like, holy shit, man. They fucking came up. And it
know
was
what?
cool. They used actual combat footage, and one of the shots, it's a very quick, like 1 second shot frame in the video is from 1-3 in Fallujah. I recognized it from our deployment video,
Nice.
and I was like, "Oh, that's my fucking unit in Fallujah. That's cool." And it's in the video. And I was
Look
like,
at
"That's
me
fucking rad."
tricking a whole bunch of innocent people.
I'm not in that fucking video, but I remember the video. I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, dude."
Only the Corps does the whole like, my
yeah.
fraction's better than your fraction.
I like how they did like lava monster, chess game, and then they were like, everybody stand shoulder to shoulder along the beach and spin your rifle.
Yeah.
This is going to get people to join.
That's
and it
it.
did. And the Army's just like, well, actually, they're not even be all you can be anymore. That was a
Yeah.
long time ago.
That was a
Long
good
time.
slogan.
That's
Be
a
all you can
great
be was a
slogan.
slogan. Then you guys went to that stupid Army of One shit.
Yeah, that didn't last long.
Yeah, it's good for good reason, man.
No, it did last a long time. It lasted a long time.
Maybe I'm just blanking it out.
Everyone just forgot that
So
that's
bad.
what it was.
Yeah.
It was so bad. Army Strong's pretty solid though. Army Strong's pretty solid.
Yeah.
So
I got
I
a
want
guest.
to.
I got a guest with me.
There she is.
Hi.
That's Juliet.
Hi, Jules.
We've talked about her before. There
We
she
have
is.
we have talked
There's,
about Juliet on the old Juliet.
There's Juliet,
Kilo.
my puppy, who
Hi, sweetheart.
is several months older now and doesn't seem to be a whole lot bigger. So that's
I think she's
it's a good trend.
pretty much gonna hang out around this size for her
Yeah.
whole life. Yeah.
So I want to talk to you
good.
guys
Not a bad
about
size.
a freedom experience that I had recently
Uh-oh.
that I think is awesome, and I don't think enough of this kind of news kind of gets around. So I'm going to bring it up, and I'm not going to bring up names or locations or anything, or even what we talked about, because that's not the important part of the conversation.
Protect the guilty.
No, it's not the important part. The important part of the conversation was the conversation I had two very different viewpoints in it, like a huge disparity in the beliefs on an awful lot of things. And there's a lot in our community nowadays where, like, as soon as you have that kind of disparity in opinion about any given situation, we tend to just instantly go to the "fuck you, you're wrong." Da 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 da.
I'm not sure
And-
how else to argue.
Right.
Da-da-da-da-da.
This.
Yeah, no, fuck you, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other person says, da da da.
But it didn't happen with this. I actually, for like 3 hours, had this conversation with this person with different viewpoints and at a bar nonetheless. And we're discussing like politics and everything else with this,
Which is a no.
which is a no-no.
You know, no
Before
religion,
or
no
after
politics.
October 1st?
Before.
Okay.
Before.
And, but we didn't. It was like 3 hours. We were able to have a civil discourse with a difference of opinion. And it was actually like a healthy conversation where both viewpoints were heard. And at the end of it, like we departed friends and everything was great.
Nice.
And it was really cool because it was just a reminder that we do live in a country where that can happen. Like you can have two different opinions.
Well,
You can come from extremely different backgrounds, and you can have that conversation without it having to be it didn't have to be a knife fight. Like, it could just have a conversation.
Well, I think that's why like the Joe Rogan podcast does so well, because it's long form discussion about something that ultimately it doesn't matter what it is. It's just a civil discussion, and they part ways, and it's all good.
But I think that's kind of, in my opinion, it was one of the greatest examples of freedom I've seen in a while. Like, we like to point out all of these fractures that we have now, and like, well, this pisses me off, and that pisses me off, and I hate these people, and what about this? Yeah. And everybody's trying to find a cop out or trying to relate something to something else through some weird argument and all this stuff. And it's like, you can just like have a chat and you can talk these things out.
Right.
And we were both able to influence each other. It was opened up some viewpoints and stuff on where the other person was coming from.
Yeah.
Did it change who I am as a person? No. But I was able to have that conversation, and it was great. It was one of those things to where it wasn't really even a debate. It was just a cool. Well, this is kind of how I see it, and it just had that back and forth. And I love those kind of conversations because it was actually like an expansion of ideas. It was being able to see something from somebody else's point of view. We both kind of were able to impact the other person in some small way, and walking away from it, I'll never see that person again. I guarantee it. Like, we're not like, sending Facebook messages and shit back and forth now. But
it's safe to say that today you're more open to homosexuality.
Oh, dude, I was way open to homosexuality.
Those kind of conversations, I usually call flirting.
Can you be more open? Can you be more open?
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
I did learn something interesting today, actually. Jazz has a soft spot for blue soles on his shoes.
Ice blue. Yeah.
Ice blue. Yeah. So if you happen to run into ice blue shoes, Jazz is in.
What are you wearing tonight?
These are the Alter the Icon 1987 Reebok workouts that were released about 2 months ago in 4 different colorways. I've secured 3 out of the 4 of them.
They're pretty fancy.
Dude, Jazz is a sneakerhead, man.
I like my shoes, man.
He gets fancy shit.
Boots.
Got some Reeboks on.
Yeah.
So it's a funny story about these shoes. I bought them last week. I went to Burlington Coat Factory because I'm not very,
You're savvy.
Yeah, I'm not very
savvy.
fancy though, And I go to Burlington Coat Factory and I'm just looking for a pair of shoes. And as I'm there, there's a large gentleman, about 6'5". You can tell he hits the gym, on his cell phone speaking in Arabic. And he just keeps speaking in Arabic and he keeps giving me this look like, what the he's just giving me this look like, and he's talking in Arabic and and I'm just looking for shoes, and like he walks by me and I'm like, oh, excuse me, and he's like kind of gives me like a puzzled look and I'm like, what the hell's this guy's deal? And I'm not figuring it out. So I sit there and I'm like, I find the shoes, try them on. Yep, they're good. Go standing in the checkout line. And he's still looking at me and he's like trying to figure me out. And I'm like, fuck is this dude's deal?
Oh, you sent me a Snapchat story about this.
Yeah.
All right, I'm tracking.
I look down and I'm wearing the shirt from Grand Style that says Infidel Delicious in fake Arabic writing. And it's a pig, an American flag pig. And I'm like, oh, fuck. No wonder this dude's looking at me like I'm the biggest asshole on the planet. And I'm like, fucking freedom. Suck my First Amendment.
Welcome to America.
I was like, shit, man. And I was just like, and I did. I sent Jazz a Snapchat. I was like, bro, you're not gonna believe this
Couldn't
shit.
figure out where this dude was side-eyeing me the whole time I was looking for shoes.
Then I looked at my shirt.
Yeah. Then I saw my shirt.
And I was like, and I'm wearing this. And I go down to it.
Yeah.
It's
It's like, I'll one up you with a suicide vest.
Perfect.
like,
Cute shirt. And he opens it up.
right.
Fuck.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yeah.
I had a nice, relaxing weekend. I went to a winery in Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
In a Grey Ghost Precision shirt with an AR on the front. And I walk in and they're like, can we help you, sir? I'm like, yeah, I just want to do like a tasting. They're like, oh, well, let's see if we have somebody available. I'm like looking around, like it didn't really click, and there's like people fancy dressed up and everything like that. And then Madison walks out of the fucking bathroom. She's like, nice shirt. I look down. I'm like, oh, I get it. But no, it's really cool.
Bunch of sensitive folks out there these days.
Yeah.
But,
actually,
I can tell why dude, like
really,
in retrospect, I know why dude was, it's a bit culturally insensitive of a shirt, but I mean, I don't give a shit. I'm still gonna wear it. I love that shirt.
Grunt Style has never claimed to be an apologetic American brand.
That's true. They are unapologetically American.
Really cool story we didn't even talk about yet from when I was up in Fredericksburg. We were at the Auslander getting some food, and we're sitting there, and there's a table right by the window, and I'm like facing the sidewalk, like looking out the window. And we sit down about 5 minutes into it. This dude's just standing there with a beard, just fucking staring at us. And we're talking, ordering, got some drinks, whatever. And this dude, like for 10 minutes, he's just sitting there. Like, did not say anything, not like signaling, not doing anything, just standing there. And he's just kind of like directly staring at us. I don't really know what's going on or whatever. And we get some food and our appetizers, whatever. And then the dude walks up to the window and he kind of like waves. And I'm like, hey, no fucking idea who the fuck you are. And he pulls out 2 Warfighter cigars in a little plastic baggie. And he goes, love your cigars, bro.
Nice.
Don't want to bother you while you're eating, walks away. Madison looks at me. Oh. Yeah, and she's like, did that just fucking happen? And I'm like fucking guess so. She's like, how'd they know it was you? And I'm like,
that's why he stood there for 10 minutes. He's like, is
that the same fucking guy?
It's fucking weird when that shit happens.
But it's pretty cool because like, out of all places, like we're sitting in a restaurant in Fredericksburg, Texas. Like,
right.
And this dude has the cigars on him.
Or what could have happened is he was like, I know that guy from Freedom Friends.
It could have been. I don't know. Right? I mean, I try to horn myself out as much as possible. So
that happened.
But it was really cool.
That happened on my last trip, and I was out there with Tim, and we're fucking walking. And there was like nobody around, and we're just like walking down this little street or whatever. And all of a sudden, this dude like pops out of nowhere, and he's like, "You're the Grunt Style guys." And we were like, "Sure." Dude goes, "Can I get a picture?" And I was like,
it's weird, right?
Are you fucking serious right now? And dude like found somebody else, brought him over, had him hold the camera, and like got in between us and like took a picture. And I was like, all right, this is just fucking weird.
Yeah,
man.
it's
like,
weird, dude.
We sell t-shirts.
I had a chick stop me in Walmart, like, and she's like, "Oh, I just retired. I'm a lieutenant colonel in the Army. Da 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 da. Love you guys' shit. Like, yeah." I was like, all right. Thanks.
It was our first year at IPCPR. As Warfighter, we have a booth, we have everything, we got shirts and the whole nine, everything's made up, and we're walking around, and like, hey, I'm John with Warfighter Tobacco, or hey, this is Scott with Warfighter Tobacco. I'm like, who the fuck are you guys? Like just we're the new guys. Nobody knew, nobody understood anything. The second year we were at IPCPR, like there was I think it was the first or second morning. They were like delayed opening. Something happened inside. I think it was the fire or whatever. Yeah. And so we had to sit.
A fire or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. It didn't affect our booth, so we were cool with it.
A fire and a fucking cigar.
It was funny. So there was an electrical fire and the sprinklers went off and like destroyed some of the biggest names.
But the cool thing is their sprinklers are sectioned.
They're zoned, yeah.
So only that, yeah.
Totally,
because if not, like, I mean,
so here's
tens of millions of dollars of booths would have been destroyed.
Here's the great part about the trade show, right? So the trade show's in Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas is a union state.
Yep.
So like nobody's allowed to plug in their own shit or anything like while you're there.
Yep.
And the whole reason that you're not allowed to plug in your own shit and like do anything is to make sure that everything is done according to like everything's proper and is according to code and everything, so that things like electrical fires don't happen. Which means you can hear how ferocious my dog is.
Just shit herself. Kira came out running.
Which means that electrical fire that happened was from that so squared away union job of wiring all that shit so that it ran.
Well, that's why you get their insurance that they offer you, because if not, that booth would have had to been responsible for everybody else's.
Yeah.
So.
The second year we were there, we're waiting because of that delay, and we're just sitting out there having some drinks before the show starts because that's how we roll. And we had guys that were just walking up like, "Oh, it's the fucking Warfighter boys. Hey, I'm gonna get a picture with you guys." And we're like, "I'm John. That's Scott. Like, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about."
Yeah, dude.
It's weird how fast
the first
it changes,
year that I went to IPCPR, before we were even a company, I was wearing a Warfighter T-shirt. And we went to like they have a concert. And a couple guys were like, "Yeah, I hung out with them all night." Like they're like, "Oh, Warfighter," and we hadn't even sold a cigar to a store yet.
No,
it was just like we'd been going.
Because that was July. We started in February, and that was July, so it was 5 months.
Yeah.
All we had was a hint of social media, and that was it.
One of the weirdest things in the cigar industry that always trips me out is dudes that get their boxes signed by
That's the
Right.
weirdest thing
The
that
owner
freaks
of the
me out
cigar
too. Is that
company.
dudes that have boxes.
So when I was in and I was the the dudes that get their boxes signed.
There are some.
That's
John.
even more
Sign my
weird.
box.
Yes. I signed a chick's box up in Austin at a cigar event.
Nice.
It was, and all it was, I was like, this is the first time I've ever signed a girl's box. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And I wrote on there, Kai, thanks for letting me sign your box, John.
I always thought it was weird. When I was still in, I was the VP of sales and marketing for a company, but the company was one of the ones that didn't use their owner as like the
Right.
face of the company. So I became the face of the company.
Right.
And so like huge events where they would typically send the owner, they would send me. And there's more than one company that does that, where the VP
Yeah.
of sales kind of becomes like the equivalent to what the owners are. Because
There's
some
a
of the
lot-
owners just don't want to be out there. Like
Yeah,
they
there's
just,
a lot of VPs that are celebrity status.
yeah, and they're essentially celebrity status. So I'd go to these shows and I'd show up and they'd, introduce me and da-da-da-da-da. And the first time people started bringing me boxes to have them sign them. And I was like, this is just fucking weird, man. Like I can't, but I was never one of those guys. And I've been smoking cigars for years and I know a lot of the owners of the companies and stuff like that. But I was never one of those guys that was like, hey, will you sign my box and stuff
Right.
like that? I'm like,
I'll sign your box.
it's it's just a fucking cigar box, man. Like, but
The real boss just walked in.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right through the front door. So that
Boss-
beep you heard in the
Boss
background while we're
Supreme.
recording this show was
That's my boss.
that was Scott's boss coming in, and the audience grows every week as we're recording the show. It's been kind of interesting. Soon we'll be able to like in front of a live studio audience.
That'd be cool, man.
have,
Freedom Friends Live.
5 people.
I'd do it.
I do Freedom Friends Live.
I do a Freedom Friends live.
Sure.
That'd be fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you guys see we got that first like tag on Facebook of somebody that threw our show out for like recommendation for another event or whatever?
Yep. Yeah.
I was like-
Chris Freeman.
I was so giggly over it. It was
Well,
like,
John and I are actually going to that event, so
well, you're going too, aren't you? Vet Fest?
Vet Fest.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm going. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Little Freedom Friends. Maybe a vlog. Freedom Friends vlog or something. Little.
when is it? What's the date?
I'd have to look.
coming
man.
up, isn't it?
Ooh, it is coming up.
November 2nd.
Yes,
November
November
2nd?
It's a Saturday. Yeah.
something like that.
I'm just saying. Then they wanted a podcast to broadcast live, like from the event. Do we know if somebody's booked that up or not?
I don't know. Maybe we should look into it.
Maybe we should reach out.
I'd-
Like they
I'd be
tagged
down.
us. That wasn't like
No.
we didn't go after them.
Barker tagged us.
That's what. Was it
Oh,
Barker?
that's what it was.
Yeah.
But I
Oh,
think
it was
Barker
Barker.
tagged us.
Speaking of Barker, and
our,
your
our
hunt last
production team
week,
is saying that we can
Did
do
he
it.
ask you today?
he
asked me today too.
Are you going?
But no, I can't go.
Oh, you
I can't do
can't.
2 weekends in a row. They will kill me.
That's why. So my wife just walked in, but I got invited to a 3-day hunt this weekend.
Wait, are you asking right now
No,
on
I'm
the
not
podcast?
asking. I'm telling her.
She didn't even
I'm
get the
about
whole
to
story
slide my
out. She's already
microphone
saying
over.
Yeah,
no.
so I'm telling her like I can't do 3 days. I could maybe get away with 1 day, but 3 days. Yeah, so 3 days would be hard.
I got invited to that one, and then another guy invited me to a dove hunt Sunday morning, and I'm like, well, maybe
Well,
I
this
can get
is
away
a-
with just a morning hunt.
this
I
is
asked
a
my wife,
pig and
and she's like,
whitetail.
no.
It's
Yeah.
a pig and whitetail.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll get something a little bit
you know where
bigger
it's
than Bambi. It's northwest of Bernie.
Nice.
I can't remember the name
Like
of the
80
ranch.
miles from here or
Yeah,
something.
80
Nice.
miles from here. It's not bad.
Need to borrow my 243 because that's all you need.
I think we have a
We
couple
don't talk
guns.
about this.
Okay.
We might have a couple firearms.
You might.
We
You might
could-
know a
There's just a
couple.
few.
We
around.
got to, actually this morning we were
Speaking of
going
firearms, I took my wife to her very first gun show.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she'd never been to a gun show before. So she went
Please
to a
tell
gun
me,
show.
please just tell me you got out of the shower one day and you were just like, bah!
Gun show.
That's not one day. That's every
every
day.
day.
That's every day.
She's like, we need something bigger than a Derringer, please.
Exactly. No, but yeah, my wife got to go to her very first gun show. And I asked her what she thought. She was like, "It's exactly what I expected." And I was like,
Yeah.
Just a whole bunch of freedom.
"Yeah, it's just it's a lot of pretty toys and a whole lot of dudes that think they can use them." There was
Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that.
I haven't been to a gun show in Texas yet.
It's always
neither.
funny, man. I purchased a gun. I was with a guy one time who purchased an SKS, and as he's walking around with his SKS, random people are like, "Hey, man, you selling that?" hey man, you selling that? And he's like, no, I just bought it. And they're like, do you want to sell it? He's like, I just bought it, man, like a minute ago.
My first question was how much?
Yeah, how much?
That should have been the first question.
much?
How
Yeah.
much?
But he wanted it. Like he really wanted this.
Yeah, but if you could
gun.
flip it, make $100 and then go buy another SKS.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
True.
Very true.
However, that would not be legal. So technically,
Shades of gray. Shades of gray.
Well, I mean, if you buy a gun and somebody else offers you more than you paid for it,
Yeah, that's just good business.
that is illegal. Technically,
that is
that is illegal.
against the
Technically, it is.
yeah.
You cannot buy and sell a gun for profit in this country.
And not be a licensed FFL holder.
No, you have to. Yeah.
yeah.
Like I couldn't do that.
But
That explains. That might explain why that last AR I bought was cash only.
it had some rude scratch marks on the side, but I didn't look at
No,
those.
it's, it's fully serialized.
What,
no, I can't. Okay.
what is your deer gun of
In all
choice? What are you going
seriousness,
to
I
bring?
did
My
spend
deer gun of
cash on it,
choice, so-
but the dude like actually called it in and like ran
Yeah.
my driver's license number and got a background check, and the serial number on the receiver is now registered to me.
No,
like,
it's not registered to anybody. Stop lying, everyone.
it's my gun.
What's your deer gun of choice, man?
The only registry in the United States is NFA Firearms. Things that fall under the NFA Act in 1934.
Yeah.
Short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, machine guns,
should
silencers.
explain like what happened. So a registry, like John was saying, is with
This
the
is
NFA.
actually this is news people need to hear.
Yeah, it is. It is. So
A lot of people don't
when
know
you
this.
when you buy your gun and you do a background check, that gun is not necessarily registered to
No.
you. So the government doesn't necessarily know you own it. However, if that gun is used in a crime, they can do a reverse trace. So you use a gun in a crime,
The gun's recovered.
the gun's recovered, they have a serial number, they go to the manufacturer, who'd you sell it to? This distributor says I sold it to this dealer says I sold it to this individual, and that's how it can be traced.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's not necessarily a registration.
No.
Now there's certain cities where you have to, when you buy a gun, you have to actually have to go down to the city hall and register it that you own it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, nobody wants a national registration because then everybody knows.
You
the
know,
government-
Roger, we'll get a bunch of fucking comments about people going like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, I kind of do because I was in the gun industry.
So what I'm
for
going to
10
say
years.
is,
Actually, a
so
duty expert over here is saying.
to preface that right now, these guys are not just like avid fans that read some shit online. Like
No,
these
these
dudes
guys
actually
they
did
did this
this
as a
largest-
living.
for a living.
Now, it may not sound like a lot, but we were the largest NFA dealer in the state of Nebraska.
Yeah,
Actually,
we sold a lot of
given that it's
suppressors.
fucking Nebraska.
We sold a shitload of fucking
That's what I'm
NFA.
saying.
We
Is
sold a
like
shitload of
that was
All 12
probably a
people.
shit ton
All
of
12
firearms.
people got sold.
Right.
But those
suppressors.
12 people have like 46 items apiece.
Nice.
Actually, there are a couple of our friends in Nebraska that probably do have 46 items apiece.
Hey, man, that's freedom, dude. That's freedom.
So we had a Cerakote discussion.
Who's we?
The four of us had the Cerakote discussion about the fact that you guys used to do custom Cerakote.
We did?
Yeah.
we did. It
and
was
all
all,
that
it was
kind
all
of
fair.
stuff
It was
before.
all
Yeah, it was
fair.
all fair. So
We did.
that's why I'm
John's
discussing
really
it
good at it.
right now. John is very good at Cerakoting
Yeah.
things. And I may have an outlet here in town, a dude actually off of Broadway that claims that they can do anything we'd ask them to do via Cerakote, stippling, like
Everybody says that they
All
can
that
do
kind of
whatever
stuff.
you ask them to do.
right.
The first question is, are you Cerakote certified?
And then
I think-
let me see your
they
setup.
are, actually.
And then you need to
Well,
look.
let me see your setup.
Yeah.
If I walk into a shop, I'm like, oh, you guys do Cerakote? Cool. Hey, I really want to get a gun done. Can I see your guys' setup?
right. So these guys,
And they
so
say no.
I brought all
Red
that up.
flags flying.
I might go somewhere else. Because
So I
we were
brought all
super
that up.
proud of the equipment that we had.
Yeah. So I brought all that up and the fact that, and we were talking and stuff like that. And I said, I have a lot of friends that are looking for work done and da-da-da-da-da. And they were like, well, where do you work? And I said, I'm going to talk to some people at work because they want to get some things done. And if you guys actually like can handle some of the things that everybody has in mind, there's probably a lot of people at work that would come down and give you quite a bit of money if it's all. So he asked me where I work and I told him and he's like, yeah, anytime, come down. And then I brought up the show.
right.
And I brought up the show going like, hey, so some of my co-hosts actually used to run a gun shop and did Cerakoting and all that kind of stuff. And now they don't have the availability to it anymore. But there's some ideas that some of us have about getting certain weapons done and
Multi-phallus snow camo.
right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
and he was like, anytime, come on down. You're more than welcome to see anything. So I brought up multi-phallus camo.
We should have trademarked that.
We should have.
It's too
Now,
late. It's already. I looked it up.
There's
It's
a guy that already did it.
It's already been done.
Oh, really?
No, his,
He did.
But
Oh,
his
okay.
is awful.
Oh, it's horrible.
The pattern's
but
absolutely terrible.
he trademarked, I think, the name
Multi-cock.
with the paddle. Yeah.
Multi-cock B is actually what he called
Yeah.
his.
It's kind of funny.
So,
I'll give it to him. Yeah, it's funny.
well, he did it by vote. Like he was like, "What should we call it?" And like that's what
Nice.
like this forum came up with.
Got a bunch of gay customers.
So I brought it up, and he was like, "Yeah, we can come up with something for you." And I was like, "I don't want you to come up with anything. What I'll do is I'll talk to my guys, and we'll come up with the pattern. And if you can apply it, that may change some things. But
Right.
I'm not. If we're gonna do it, it's gonna be our pattern. Like we're not gonna fucking. I'm not gonna have somebody else
Yeah.
come up with a pattern so that they can use it.
Actually,
afterwards.
when I got, I need to hit this, dude. When I
get
got
up on
certified,
Microsoft Paint.
no, when I got certified, I don't know why it just took me to right now to think of this. I went out to Oregon and got Cerakote certified.
yeah.
And there was me and there was this one other dude, and that was it. And in the entire class,
Yeah.
it's actually just two of us and a whole bunch of those guys, and we had a great time. But this other dude that I was there with he's from Texas. He lives in Texas. I can't remember where. When we got all the equipment to get set up at the shop, I was working with him, and he was sending me all the shit because he wasn't doing it. He's just doing it
Oh, the lawyer
part
guy?
time. No, his wife was a plastic surgeon and makes more money than fucking Jesus, literally.
Yeah.
And and he's like,
Jesus didn't make much money, just to throw that
oh,
out
he
there.
made more
You don't
money
need
than
to
the
when you can
Pope.
just
Then
turn food into more food.
Now, that's a different
the Pope
story.
makes a fuckload.
Yeah.
At least the Vatican. But anyways,
Vatican does. Pope probably doesn't make shit.
You gotta love any organization whose rank structure is dependent on the size of their hat.
but no. So like we were talking, and we talked a lot about Warfighter and the gun store and everything like that. You know, on the business side of things.
Hello.
You've been promoted.
But I was like, so why are you here at the class getting certified? And he's like, well, because I'm bored fucking shitless and I need something to do. Like this piques my attention and I can at least, make some money. It's like your wife makes some money, bro.
Yeah, I can make enough to maybe pay for the gear.
But I should probably hit him up and see if he's close.
Yeah.
Because he has, I know the equipment that he has to do Cerakote, and that's all we fucking need.
Well, it'd be
Yep.
even better if he just let you do it.
Oh, that's what I mean. I'd be
Yeah.
like, hey,
So-
man, I need to come do some Cerakote. Can I
these
use your
guys,
shit? And
these guys did have a bunch of samples of their work on their table,
Yeah.
with custom builds.
So
that
the
they did
best
and
way
the
to tell
Cerakoting
if
and
somebody
stuff
knows
like
what
that.
they're doing is if in between colors there's a line, right? If that line,
if you're doing a multicam and you have a bunch of colors laid on top
if you
of each
can
other,
feel that line, that's not a good Cerakote job.
it should be perfectly blended. You shouldn't feel an elevation difference at all.
Well, I have the dude's cards in my backpack, so
Cool.
we'll figure it out. But they're off Broadway, so they're actually not very far from the office.
Nice.
But I figured I'd go stop down there and see what was what. But if one of you guys go down there and actually check out what the fuck's going on,
Well,
I think it's worth it. I think there could be some fun shenanigans going on.
absolutely
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
I like shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
You say
Shenanigans.
You should say shenanigans one more time.
So,
Hey, Farva. That's that place you like with the mozzarella
now that we've
sticks and
talked about a
the
whole
show
bunch of shit that nobody listens to the
Right.
show
I
know, right?
for.
Nobody cares.
Who's got a
Nobody
so no
cares.
Who's
shit
got a so
story?
no shit story this week?
Ooh.
I was thinking of one on the way here,
Yeah,
and I got it.
you got it.
I do. It's
Michelle? Does Michelle have a so no
Yeah.
shit story?
Maybe Michelle has a no shit story. No shit. There I was. Do you have a story?
I wasn't there, but I was thinking of the one with Markwood.
With Markwood. Oh, with the teddy?
Oh.
No, not the tent.
Oh, that was a great
there's
one.
a couple.
Nobody can hear her, by the way, just so everybody knows.
Mark. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Markwood's.
We'll bring that one up next time.
Markwood's
you
a
gotta
shit
come and
show.
you gotta tell that story because you were there.
No, I wasn't.
I totally forgot the one I was going to tell.
Oh,
Yeah, he was like, I've got it, and then these two were like,
Yeah.
hey, what about you? You want to fuck off?
Sorry.
The fucking show.
And I'm like,
that's a good one. But back,
I
back
do.
to Mikey.
I do want to have
totally
a.
forgot it.
I do want to have a little discussion about the parameters of so no shit,
Yeah.
because I think I might have a so no shit story, but it does involve somebody getting shot.
Is it comedic?
Kinda.
Can we change his name?
Do we need to?
Well, I mean, I
was,
tried.
it,
let's
was,
just-
it, was it a self-inflicted gun wound?
Kinda.
Did he survive?
Kinda. Travis? He had a saw. There might have been some crowd control.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Jesus.
We'll tell
Hold
that
on.
later.
Okay.
Is it borderline like It sounds like it's borderline like war crime.
No, it was a good one.
Self-inflicted war
It was a
crime.
good one.
So the only reason I bring this up because we had 2 points of view of the same story.
Yeah.
And they were completely different points of view. Or not points of view.
I forgot what I was going to fucking say.
Perspective.
Perspectives of it.
Come on, think of it, Mikey.
I got
Come on,
nothing.
Mikey.
We're all counting on you.
You were
buddy.
driving here.
Don't
You were
fuck
in
this
your
up.
gay ass marine Jeep that's painted up like a fucking
It's
fairy.
fucking bright blue with that.
Definitely not.
That Jeep
You know what?
is
Tell people that. That way people
That
they'll be
Jeep-
looking for that Jeep. They won't see mine. That's fine.
that
That's fine.
fucking Jeep. I shit you not, is fucking
It's got
marine
eagle
Corps
globin acres
blue
everywhere.
Yep.
and has a
It's just
fucking
red.
blood stripe that rounds down it.
It looks like the recruiter vehicle.
And if you actually, if you get up on the stripe,
Yeah.
printed on red on the stripe, he's actually got EGAs printed in there like a
Yeah.
fucking
On the
Louis Vuitton
tailgate, he's got that
pattern.
bumper
Okay.
sticker
like
that says.
all the way through the fucking thing.
He's got the bumper
Hey.
sticker.
I remembered the no shit story.
All right, go ahead.
He's got the bumper
Before you
sticker
forget
that
again.
says
Yeah.
both my dads were Navy
TBI, man.
grads.
TBI, and I'm not drinking. So it's like, ugh.
Sober October, these guys.
I know, right? So no shit. One day, one of my Marines is like, "Hey, Stasshorn, I need to go see Doc. It burns when I pee." And I'm like, okay. I'm like, go
I feel
see
like
Doc.
you have like 15 stories that start that exact
There's a lot of them,
same
yeah.
fucking
He was in a
way.
Marine Corps infantry platoon. Of course he was.
This one.
Let's not forget that he was in a Marine Corps infantry platoon that figured that when he found out that they had a live-in hooker too. So
Right.
Yeah.
That didn't help.
Didn't they traffic people also?
They did, yeah. That was a fun
Damn.
platoon. That was a fun fucking platoon.
Jesus,
This was a different
America's
platoon.
finest right there, folks.
Different platoon. This dude comes up, Stasshorn, it burns when I pee. I need to go see Doc. I'm like, all right, yeah. So he goes and sees Doc. Sure as hell, he's got chlamydia. Gets a shot in the ass. Go on your way. Da-da-da. Should clear up in a couple days. Clears up, I guess. Da-da-da. And about a week later, he's like, I need to go see Doc again. And I'm like, fucking seriously, man? I tell you every fucking safety brief to wrap it up. What are you doing? You know? And he's like, I haven't slept with anybody. And I'm like, okay, go see Doc. So he goes and sees Doc. And Doc again gives him the spiel. Dude, you need to wrap it up. Gives him a shot in the ass. Da da da. Doc comes down and sees me. He's like, "Fuck's up with your Marine?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "This is
He's
fucking
allergic to
twice."
latex.
The following week, he comes again. Goes and sees Doc. And Doc is finally like, "All right, this is fucked." So he calls me and he's like,
So my mind is going somewhere, and I'm really fucking hoping I'm wrong.
"Well,
AIDS.
so Doc is
That's
like."
not where my mind went.
Doc is like, it's probably dark knowing you. Doc calls me again and he goes, "Bro, 3 weeks in a fucking row, this guy's got the clap. Like, I
Just
can only
changed his name to Applause.
He's like, I can only give him so many fucking."
I feel like you need to write this dude up for an award.
Well, so here's the deal. He goes, he's telling me that he's not sleeping with anybody, and he has it in the month. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go and talk to him. I'm like, hey, fuckhead, come here.
I know where this is
And I'm
going.
like,
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
I think I have an idea
I'm
where
like,
this is
what?
fucking going.
What's up with you, dude? Like, you're not sleeping with anybody? He's like, no, I haven't slept with anybody. And I was like,
So
what are you doing? I was like, dude, just go jerk off, man. And he's like, I don't use my hand. And I was
Knew
like,
it.
Nor
Fucking
does,
knew
nor
it.
does he
Use.
clean his apparatus.
This motherfucker had a pocket pussy.
And he wasn't cleaning
He
this.
wasn't cleaning it, so he just kept giving himself the fucking clap. Fucking 3 weeks in a row. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
hey, wrap it up so you don't give yourself anything.
So I had to give
Right.
this guy like literal fucking advice on how to clean his fucking pocket pussy. I'm like,
So
bro,
you could literally
Did he have
tell
to-
this dude, outstanding work, go give yourself a round of applause.
you fucking literally 'cause he was
initiative,
giving
no.
himself
Bad
the clap
judgment.
over
Did he
and
have to
over
buy a
and over.
new one?
Jesus.
I think I don't
Just
know.
throw the motherfucker away.
Right.
Dude, right? Like at a certain point, cut your losses.
I'm pretty sure.
Like,
Like
fuck.
you're gonna stop going to the same hooker if she
Like,
keeps giving you the
Yeah,
fucking
you paying
clap,
a chick,
man.
she got the clap. You're not going to do it twice.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck you keep banging the same pocket pussy? Come
Dude,
on.
This motherfucker, it just wasn't clicking with him. Oh, I'm giving it to myself.
How are you not,
I'm like,
how is he looking at that going like, I don't need to clean this?
This is a good idea.
fucking some Cletus from like Georgia or some
Jesus
shit.
You got fucking same loop
That's
from
gross.
last week.
Dude, fucking weird, man. Fucking
Oh,
Marines.
man.
I
So,
ran a little water over it.
so moral of the story, clean your pocket pussy, gents.
Jesus.
Either that or
Christ.
wrap it up when you jerk off. One of the
something.
two.
Or just use your hand like everybody else.
Don't try to get fancy. Jesus.
Right?
You get bored of it, use your other hand.
Shower babies, man. Free cleanup. Yeah.
Distribute a little free literature. You need to fucking.
Little feed the geese.
You know,
You know?
fucking sometimes you just gotta rough out the suspect. It's fucking
You know?
fun.
Something. Jesus.
Yeah.
Little 5-on-1.
That's fine. Shake anybody hard enough, you can a bald man throw up. Like it's
Yeah. Make the bald man
damn.
puke. Jesus.
You're shaking more than twice.
fine.
You're playing with it.
It's mine. I can do with it what I want.
exactly.
Yo,
Screw that bitch myself.
So we got a new follower, and it's a guy that I hunted with this weekend. And this is a shout out to you, buddy. I'm not going to say his name, but he's telling me his story. This dude went to the VA and had to get surgery. All right. He had two like crazy big kidneys, and he had to get them removed. And his wife actually donated one of her kidneys to him. So he's got his wife's kidney. I was like, first of all, you're never winning a fucking argument again. I was like, she literally gave you life, bro. Like, you're fucked.
That's a lot like having vows at your wedding and the other one doesn't.
Yeah, right? So he's telling me the story, and while they're in there, he's like,
See, like I said, boys, it's all about proper timing.
while they're in there giving him the kidney transplant, they fixed a hernia that he had as well, right? And
Did she give him that too?
she didn't give him maybe.
Probably.
You know what? If she did, it's justified. She gave him a fucking kidney. Like, fucking. So he's telling me the story. He goes, the only weird thing is like when they were in there, they cut a tendon, and like now, like when I go piss, I have to pull my dick out, and I'm like, what? And he's like,
pull it
yeah.
up beforehand?
Well, we all do.
No,
Yeah.
like out of his body.
Oh,
Like it like retracted in. And I was like, he's like, I got like a fucking acorn now. And I'm like,
oh, no one wants an innie.
so that's what I said. I was like, you got a fucking innie? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, are you shitting me? A fucking innie dick. And I'm like,
So,
that is hilarious.
Let me get this straight. So his dick now works like boxed wine.
Yes.
You gotta like pop this little
Like,
fucking
pull the cork out. Yeah.
and then
You know what I
fucking
mean?
hit the tap.
And I asked him, I was like, what about when you get a hard on? And he's like, no, that's fine. It's still all good there.
Now he's definitely a grower, not a shower.
I told him. That's what I said. Fucking, you're literally saying, both of you were saying the exact jokes I was giving him. And I was like, bro. And then I was with
In all fairness, though, at least his wife knows when he's done because that shit pops out like the thermometer on a turkey. And you just been
absolutely,
like,
dude. You know, like, so there was another guy there, and he said some joke, and the guy started laughing. And I was like, I think that acorn just turned into an oak tree. Fucking hilarious, man. So shout out to you there, Acorn Dick. We love you, buddy. We had a great fucking weekend together. What a
Acorn
good
Dick.
dude. What a good dude.
fucking
Good group of guys.
Did you ask
man.
him what the pre-surgery was like? Like, I mean, was it?
Well, I mean,
like,
it's the VA. You're rolling the dice.
yeah, but I mean, if you turned a roll of quarters into an acorn, that's
Well, yeah, I mean,
What if he has a surgery reversed?
did you guys get Minutemen back in?
What if he has a surgery reversed?
Did you get Minutemen back in, or are you just teasing people? Oh, motherfucker.
My private stash.
it's pretty much the same as the Lancero, just shorter. I self-identify.
I
as a
sell my
Minuteman.
I have more self-identification with that fucking cigar than I do anything else.
Yeah,
We don't make a cigar that I self-identify with.
must be nice. Good.
Why, you don't make anything, you don't make anything doorknob shaped?
It's the other way around.
He's like, we're not a cigarette store.
Those are classified as
boys.
little cigars, and then we're taxed in a whole different tax bracket. So
Cigarellos.
we don't talk about that.
Cigarellos.
So, actually, speaking of pocket pussies, that reminded me of a So No Shit story.
Oh, geez.
And it's a short one. So, so buddy of mine, post service. Unfortunately,
It's not pre-service, right?
yeah, this is not. After we were out, a veteran I had met after we didn't serve together. I met him after the fact. Had unfortunately was really good at find the IED,
Nice.
and
I know those kind of guys.
yeah, like outstanding at it.
Yeah.
And did really well his first 4 or 5 games of it, but the 6th game just kind of like
He
Didn't
really,
work out
He
so
really,
much.
he found it.
yeah, no, he found it. Just
Found
yeah. And he lost both of his hands. And so he had lost, like on his left hand, he had lost like the pinky and ring
It
finger,
reminds
but he
me
still
of,
had like
Mary's. Who do I got to stump fuck to get in this movie?
he had lost these two, like the ring finger and the pinky finger on his left hand, and he had lost everything on his right hand.
Right.
So they had given him one of those prosthetic hook things,
Yeah.
like with the separated hook that he could like, use his muscle things with, and it would.
Yeah.
And it was pretty a good. It's a neat
It's
contraption.
like a Ninja Turtle finger.
Yeah, not as cool as my buddy Billy's leg, because my buddy Billy had one of those ones with, like the electric servo and the knee and shit. That
Yeah,
actually,
those are
like,
cool.
I was like, dude, you're like literally bionic.
Fucking cyborg.
Every time he walked in the room, though, I'd go, no.
That reminds me of a would you rather. And I don't know if I want to go down that rabbit hole or not.
So, but my buddy was pretty good at tinkering with things.
A what?
And with tinkering at things, like he was pretty good at just like making things and building shit and all this kind of stuff. And got a pretty healthy disability check and was also single. So he wasn't spending his money on like anything other than just like fucking hobbies and whatever. And he did like motivational speaking and blah, 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 blah. So he decided that he didn't want to learn how to be left-handed because his fucking muscle dexterity and as he described it, all of my muscle memory is located in my right arm. So this dude went and bought one of those custom molded pocket pussies that are like made after like porn stars and shit like that. So it's supposed to be whatever. And then in his own shop with a CNC lathe, lathed out a fucking cylinder with the fucking threading and everything on the side of it that matched the threading to attach like everything to his fucking stump on his head, and could thread on the pocket pussy onto his fucking stump,
Dude.
so he could get the fucking
adapt and
job
overcome,
done.
bro.
And I was like, that's how it's done, man. Like,
Fuck yeah.
you looked at something and went,
adapt, and
and
overcome.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
man.
like,
That's
that's
awesome.
how it's fucking done. I was like, so I wasn't even mad at it. He proudly showed that shit off, dude. He was like, look at the mill work on
think
this
it's-
fucking thing. And I was like,
I
he
don't
was like, and he was like, it's fucking great. Because I found out what the universal size is. And it had like a clamping mechanism on the back because it was like, you ever seen a cheesecake pan where you flip that little lever and like it's spring loaded and like comes apart? It worked like that. So regardless of what the cylinder shape was, he could change it out. And he was like, I could have new pussy every week if I fucking wanted to. I just swap out the inside, flip this fucking latch, and I'm good to hook. And I was
So,
like,
John, I
and
don't
his
think
favorite
it's,
phrase became "good to hook," which was
I got a question.
I don't
about
think
this
it's
whole
adapt and
story.
overcome. I think it's just adapt and come.
Adapt and come. I got a question about this whole
Zing.
story.
yeah. Next up,
Okay. Scott, do you need more Jameson?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Man.
I just don't want to use it all.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Might as well kill them all. All the Jamesons.
Why would you want to buy a pocket pussy that's molded after a porn star?
Yeah, right.
Like-
Give me like a 19-year-old college chick.
I've watched porn before, and those gentlemen aren't small.
Yeah. I mean, they're getting paid for a reason.
so
I'm gonna spend a whole shitload of money on this pocket pussy,
It's
and
a
then
hot dog down the
No.
hallway.
but like I gotta wiggle it side to side to get it to touch. It's not gonna do anything.
So I'm pretty sure they take a little license on the. I think it might just be like the gateway that's actually like anatomically correct. I'm pretty sure past that it's just
So-
fucking a silicone tube.
We're all familiar with the fleshlight, right? This is kind of a fucked up story.
Some of us may be more
here
familiar
we go.
than the
What
others.
has happened to the show today? This has gotten fucking ridiculous.
Jesus.
Michelle
For those
walks
of you that-
in, and I'm getting a divorce, and this is awesome.
For those of you that have made it to the back half of the show, congratulations. This is where all the entertainment is.
This is where it goes downhill.
So my best friend was killed in Iraq in 07. My son's named after him. Like one of my best friends, like family.
I am so curious how this leads into a fleshlight.
That's how you open a fucking story. He's like,
Right?
so, hear a story about a fleshlight? My best friend died in the war.
So
God damn.
before he left,
How
his
good of
wife
friends with you guys.
before he left, his wife made a custom molded fleshlight
I've heard about that.
out of her,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
Yeah, because her thing was, if you're going over there, I'm coming with type of thing. You know what I mean?
In one way, shape, or form.
CUM. You know, like so. When he got killed, and you guys, we've all know how that works. Like they take the personal effects, they get rid of the porn and all that stuff. Well, when all of his stuff came back to the States, she was like, there's something missing.
We're missing something. here.
I want my vagina.
And they're like, what are you talking about?
Private
She's like,
snuppies in the corner.
I have a fucking custom made fleshlight of my vagina where the fuck is it? We're like, man, we don't. And she's like, nobody else. I need this fucking. And she's like blowing up the Keiko, the fucking guy that's assigned to.
Nice.
No, you just need to find.
Like, where's my fucking flashlight? And she's telling me the story. We're all sad, but at the same time, it's like, holy fuck.
See, right there's two types of military wives, right?
Right?
There's that type of military wife that's like, if you're going, you're not jerking off the fucking porn in the hooch. You're taking my pussy with you because I'm gonna take care of you, boy. I take care of you back here. I'm gonna take care of you over there. Don't even worry about it.
Fucking A, right?
Then you have the ones that are like, I don't want you watching porn. I don't want you jerking off. You're gonna save it all for me until you come back. And it's like, yep, sure. That dude didn't make it to the airport before he was rubbing it out. So that doesn't matter.
Maybe you guys should do another part of Sober October.
That ain't
Nope,
gonna happen.
that ain't happening. Veto.
Yeah.
So we actually do have a loophole. We do have a loophole on Sober October.
We do.
If you
miss
drink
or you miss the push-up.
or you miss the push-ups, you owe $10 to the jar. We have a jar at work.
Oh, it's like a swear jar.
So the Sober October would cost me about $20,000.
It's not per drink, it's per day.
Per day. All right. So like, let's say you.
per day.
Let's say we have
So you mean $40,000?
let's say we have a
$10
shitty
per day. It's
$300.
Oh, that's it.
$300.
Wait! Time
Dude, I'm
out.
totally doing
$310
Sober October.
you can buy yourself
end of
that
the
month.
month, we take that money.
Everybody, stop. That doesn't make any sense. That's not an initiative enough for me to not drink.
No.
If I got to give you $10 a day and I get shit faced,
It's an integrity check.
It's an
man.
integrity check. That's all it is.
No, it's not,
I
because
missed
Yeah,
my
it is.
push-ups
John
yesterday
has
'cause I'm
zero.
because I will tell
He
you
has
straight
zero.
up, yeah, I had 15 fucking Jamesons last night. Here's $10. Thanks for coming out, boys.
Yeah.
No, that's not how any of this works.
Well, this is how it's working with us. So
That's
what we're
cheaper
doing
than the
though
Uber ride home.
is
I know.
we're taking that money at the end of the month and putting it on a bar tab.
Dude,
November 1st.
I am on Sober October. Start today.
I'm almost willing to be like include Scott and I in Sober October.
John, cheers. Starting today, John and I are in on Sober October.
So it's
So you guys owe us $20.
no, today's the 7th, right?
Conveniently enough.
And there's how many days?
So now you owe $70.
31.
There's 31 days.
Yeah.
So we
the way I
owe.
look at it, it's a $600
So-
bar tab right off the get-go.
No, we owe $240 for the rest of this month.
I will
Right.
say that there is already $70 in that jar.
Right. You want to hear
For
the
push-ups or drinking?
Mine's from push-ups. I
it's
missed
a
my
mix
push-ups
of the two,
yesterday.
yeah.
I missed
So
my
how
push-ups
How does
yesterday.
one day of
There's
push-ups make $70?
No,
There's
it's $10.
So it's $10. How's
$10
there
a day.
$70 in
Well,
the
there's
jar?
more than just 3 people doing
There's
it.
5 of us
There's
doing
like
it.
5 of us doing it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
There's
thought it was
5 of
just
us doing
between
it.
There's
you
also
guys.
an IOU in there because one of the guys.
There's
is a
20 more?
fucking-
Why is there
a
20
fucking
more?
weirdo. Did you miss your push-ups?
Good job.
Yeah. So I mean, so that's the plan. Is like as an integrity check, you got to pay the $10 in the jar. And
So
then at
what
the end
day?
of the month,
What
we're gonna
day are
take
you
that
guys
and
going out
fucking-
drinking?
So November 1st.
fucking
And are you ready
man.
for how convenient this is?
Huh.
November 1st is a Friday.
Fucking
Well,
A.
I just want to know what day I need to show up with you guys to have a free bar tab.
Oh, that's not how it works.
Oh, that's not gonna
Oh,
happen.
that's exactly how
Not
it works.
unless you bring not unless you throw in this kitty, bud.
Yeah.
Well,
not, unless,
$240.
not unless you're paying the penalty to get in.
Okay, I am drinking this evening. Here is $10.
There you go.
Mark it up. Mark it up.
I am included on getting shit faced on November 1st now.
So, well, yeah, but you know it's $10 per day that you either don't do the push-ups or don't. So that means it's $20 if you drink and do the push-ups
Oh,
on a
shit,
single day.
John.
Oh, so all I have to do is do push-ups every day.
Yeah,
You have to do
100%.
And then I
100
give you
push-ups.
$240.
All
Yeah.
right, I'm
Yeah.
out.
And then you can come to the bar.
I'm broke. I can't do it.
The way my bank account's set up right now.
That sounds like this is a bad deal to get into.
But I also never said that I was going to be involved in Sober October. I can't start 7 days into the month. That doesn't
Yeah.
count.
Then you don't
Well,
get to
like-
come. You don't
well,
get to
like-
come and jump in on a fucking bar tab that everybody else is fucking riding for.
For instance,
As long as we
Rob's
can
not
have our own
involved
bar
in-
tab.
You can have your own bar
Sober
tab and come down
October.
and watch us make bad
He's not
decisions.
involved in Sober October, but he's doing the push-ups
Yeah.
just to do it.
But is he included in the bar tab?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys prorate the push-ups? Because I'm only doing 23.
There's no. Go do 100, man. Go do 100. 10 hours, do 10 every hour.
Yeah.
It's fucking easy.
But what is that really going to do?
I do 50, and I do 50, and then I do 30, and then I do 20, and I'm done.
Oh, where are you at today?
I did my 100.
Yeah? What
Yeah.
about you?
I'm 10 shy.
He's at 90.
I just got to do 10 more.
So if we...
It's not 101 shot.
Yeah.
Like you got to just.
Well,
you-
no shit.
Within the day, you got to do.
Who the fuck can do 100 push-ups in one shot?
Yeah, Mikey.
Do 'em.
No, hard. I didn't say I want. I said I can. I didn't say I want to.
What do you want to bet?
Because I
Dollar
warm up with
push-up?
60. I warm up with
Yeah.
60 when I do my chest workout, like automatically.
Yeah.
And I do 20 between each set.
Yeah, it's annoying.
So
as
you
fuck.
can do 100 in a row.
So
Yeah, I think so.
I'll take that bet.
I know. I'm willing to bet on this.
I'll do that.
All right, November 1st. I'll show you.
No. What do you want to
The
bet?
next podcast, 100.
Before the show.
No,
Save your
not
push-ups
before
for the
show,
day.
on the show, 100.
Well, no, because we'll be here fucking the whole show. He's not going to do 100 in a row.
It
He'll
doesn't
get to like
matter.
60,
It's a-
65,
it's a
70.
pass fail. It's a pass or fail.
That's true.
Next show, 100.
Okay.
What are the terms of this?
Fucking you! It's your guys' bet. You
What do you want to bet?
Offer 'em out to
You're
me.
very confident about doing this. What do you
Yeah.
want to bet?
Let's do $1 a push-up. So if you
Now
get,
here's the thing: you guys can't fucking
I
sit
won't.
there
I
and
won't do
criticize my
anything.
goddamn
no.
push-ups.
No. Now
I'll
they
give you the
will be
benefit of
too
the doubt.
standard.
Yeah, 90-degree.
Yeah.
Lock it.
Yeah.
if
Lock
they're
out.
PT standard.
all right.
Yeah.
So,
So 100 in a row. If you can do it, it's $100 to you.
No, I don't want money.
If you can't do
If you
it,
can't do it,
then you owe us $100 bar tab on the first.
No,
Yes.
no, I'm not betting I'm not betting our bar tab.
No. This is separate.
I'm
than
saying
that
you
bar
have to
tab.
carry $100
This is
bar tab.
between
Fuck
us.
that, dude.
Yeah.
No,
we know you can't do it.
that's a sucker bet.
Yeah,
Why?
of course it is.
Because you can't do 100 in a row.
I can,
Then bet.
dude.
Let's do it.
If not, if you bet, you get $100. If you lose, you owe us $100 bar
I don't want
tab.
to do that. That's a bullshit bet.
Wow, how is that a bullshit bet?
so
if
how
you
would
can
you
do
structure
100
said
push-ups in a
bet?
row,
Huh?
How would you do the bet?
I don't know, man. I wouldn't make the bet. It's a stupid bet.
It is a stupid bet for you
yeah.
No, why do you guys not think I can do 100 push-ups?
because that's.
I was in the
hard
military. I've
fucking-
done PT tests
Yeah,
before.
it's really hard. Yeah, but it's taken me a long time to get to that point.
Oh, Jesus Christ, we're done with this. I'm done. I'm bored. All right. Jesus.
Jesus.
All right, so we've got a So No Shit story. We've talked pocket pussies. We've done things around. I don't even know what the fuck happened there at the end.
Yeah, that was
It
weird.
anyways,
got a little weird.
Yeah.
Sorry.
what I will tell all you people out there is go find us on all your favorite podcast sites.
Absolutely.
yeah.
We're pretty much everywhere now.
Yeah.
If you're seeing us on YouTube, we'd appreciate it if you could smash that like button. And
Like, subscribe, share.
Same with
subscribe,
Facebook,
share.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Same with Facebook, Instagram, but go like all those things. Share them out. Hit all those hearts. Hit the little bell. We'd appreciate it if you'd hit that bell notification.
Bell.
When we put these
on
episodes
YouTube.
out, we usually do a premiere when it first hits things, so
Yeah.
you can chat with us if you want to.
Yep.
So anywhere and everywhere that you can find us, we're probably there. I don't think we're on Twitter.
Do we twat yet?
I don't think we twat.
We
twit?
have a twat.
Do we have a twat?
We have a twat, but I don't think we've
One of us
twatted
has
Is it a
anything.
custom twat?
It is. It is. I'll tell you right now. Hang on.
I'm pretty sure pretty much absolutely everywhere we are at Freedom Friends Podcast.
We're not because
Oh.
Twitter wouldn't let me have that.
Oh, it's too long.
That's
Too long of a Twitter handle.
So what did they make me use? What was it? It is.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, da, 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 da. The fuck.
No, 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 no,
Fuck out of here.
At
At freedom_podcast.
At Freedom_podcast on Twitter only. Everywhere else we are at
Do
Freedom
we have
Friends
any
Podcast.
followers?
No, we've done nothing with it.
Okay.
We had to get it to get on to one of the.
One of the
So,
one of the-
one of our
Everybody
hosts
that's out there
Yeah.
listening right now that has a Twitter, because I don't know how to twat.
Yeah.
Go like
Follow
and follow.
at-
maybe.
It's just a follow.
Blow up
Oh,
our
just a
Twitter.
follow? Yeah,
And,
blow up our Twitter because we don't know how to use it.
So at Freedom Friends Podcast, and Mikey has requested that you send nudes.
Yeah.
So-
send news, especially if they're any dicks.
And if you got an acorn dick, send pictures to Mikey at Freedom Friends Podcast on most platforms.
all the fucking,
Yeah.
all the
You're
acorn
gonna get
dick
so
pics
many
go to
acorn
Mikey.
dicks.
Yeah.
And other than
Acorn
that,
dicks.
like, share, subscribe, hit the bells, all that kind of stuff. And tell your friends, because if friends like freedom, then they're friends of us. Gentlemen,
That's right.
as always, thank you for being my freedom friends.
Thank you,
I
thank
think
you.
we should apologize for this episode.
I apologize for nothing.
I don't
You can't
apologize.
cheers
Shit.
with a topo
So,
chico.
Yes, you can.
As always, smoke on, drink on, freedom the fuck on.
Fucking A.
We'll catch you out there in Freedom Land.
Salute.
Later, everybody.
Later.
Have a good night,
Later.
boys.